Wally, new episode of Honest Beers this week. We're back in the DDF studio, our home. What did we talk about?
Well, you've got a new segment, which I'm really pumped about. Also, a lot of father talk into Simon's Choice this week. DT had a blind rank for us, which we really enjoyed because it's right in our wheelhouse. Look, honestly, it was great. Only a little bit of Hawks chat this week, which I think everyone will appreciate.
And some Pizza Hut official all-you-can-eat entries as well, so make sure you listen. Welcome to Honest Beers. My name is Leggy, and as always, I'm joined by Wally. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Top of the world. We're back in the studio.
We are. They've kept us 2 weeks in a row, which is nice.
Yeah.
We actually are going to talk a little bit about the setup because last week when we recorded our first ep in the new studio, we posted a story and we asked for people's feedback, and we just wanted to acknowledge that we got the feedback and we are taking it in. So we will have something a little bit better, but we're also kind of liking the brick. Don't you reckon?
I like the brick. I do like the brick a lot, the red brick.
You made a good point too. You said you're either all in or you can't be half pregnant. So we can't just... Last week we thought, fuck, let's just do something a little bit. So we had some fucking random photos, Honest Beers thing.
We're a bit rattled, let's be honest. We weren't expecting, when you have a chat with people about you coming, we weren't actually expecting that we would be in here and all. Let's be honest, we're underprepared at the best.
It moved quickly, but also, I didn't realise this and neither did you. When DT clips it up, we have the Honest Beers logo on the top right anyway. So every clip, whether you're watching it on YouTube or every short clip, outside of a story, everything will have the Honest Beers logo in it. So it really wasn't that intelligent. We're going to do some stuff.
What did we...
I'm going to go through them, but before, I wanted to talk about this because I just saw you got the Hawks jumper here, the Hodgie jumper. I can't remember which grand final this is after, but there's is it beer stains or is it
on
piss?
The back of it?
Yeah,
beer stains on that. So this is an 08 one, but I wasn't wearing it on grand final day in 08.
Yep.
I think I was wearing the 31 Stewie Dew that day, which was quite fitting. You could have been wearing either. And regardless, though, there's beer stains all over the back. That would have been after another win.
Yep.
But I will say this. I was just thinking about it. It probably serves me right for wearing a jumper as an adult. I would deserve to get covered in piss. But look, mate, that was a... I'm looking at these. I think I actually... Do you know when I think it was? I think that this was... I think I actually wore this one in 14 when we beat the Swans.
Yeah, okay.
And I was young.
You would have been up and about, sunny day.
I was,
beer everywhere.
Yeah.
No, I like that.
Again, I'm not massive on wearing the footy jumpers, and I know it's been done to death with the debate.
I haven't worn one since I was a teenager.
I will say this. I've worked...
How old were you in 2014?
I've worked this out, though. Yeah. I don't care if people do it.
Really?
I'm fine at any age now. People are so harsh with the cutoff and when you finish school you shouldn't wear it. The only thing I will say, and I think I've said this before, is maybe if you're a grown adult, maybe not the footy jumper with nothing underneath and just the arms out on the train on the way.
Even if you've got a good rig, still don't do it.
I don't. Maybe wear a t-shirt under, but I don't mind. But this is one of the... I've got a few to rotate through here. One thing that will be happening is that you've gone with the candy stripe.
I have,
why wouldn't you? It's their best kit.
Yep.
But these will be rotated. There's going to be plenty of Hawks jumpers.
Yeah, I love that.
But mate, it's good to be back.
Well, I did say off the top that we asked everyone for their views on the studio setup. So I figured let's maybe talk to it a little bit. So Kingy was the first one, and he said need to have some Honest Beers merch, which has been a talking point for a while. We will get it. Honest Beers merch will happen. We will get hats.
Yeah, it's hats. It's got to be hats.
It'll start with hats.
Green corduroy hats with the Honest Beers.
I think it could be that, and you sort of your dad cap vibe. We'll get that. This is an extraordinary one. I will not say who said it because they probably won't want to be outed. But someone said I want to see Desi Freeman discuss the Saints season. So. Yeah, I don't know if that's even possible, but that's extraordinary.
Hang on, but what's that got to do with the
I
set?
don't understand how that's a set. Just shows you the audience.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Good friend of the show, Jake Dunn, just said he wants, and I did cover this one off on Instagram, but he said he wants a full St Kilda segment where we discuss 20 minutes of crying about the 2010 grand final. I don't know how that fits there. Maybe it's in photo form.
That I've realised with our listeners that and viewers, very simply what happens is any opportunity when you give them a question box, they don't give a shit what you've asked.
No, they don't care.
They're just like, okay, cool.
I have a point that
I'm going to go bang. I want to get this across.
Yeah,
and that's
I could be like, what do you think?
What do you
think about the new jacket that I bought? And someone will go, I think the Saints were really fucking average on the weekend. Next one comes from friend of the show. And a man that has his own segment but has not been used for a while. We need to bring him back. But it's Pato of Pato's Ponderings fame. He said, a Walley cookbook cover in an apron and kitchen. So I think he just means a cookbook cover.
So
you.
Basically AI a cookbook cover.
Yeah, I don't mind
What
that.
if I do a cookbook?
I think you should do a cookbook.
That would be so good.
There's your Honest Beers merch, King.
Do you know what? Okay. Question without notice. And DT, feel free to chime in here too. If I did a cookbook and I knocked off every recipe from other people's recipe, renamed them, changed a couple of things, how long do you reckon it'd take before I got caught? What is the like? Can you get in trouble? Like,
what's an example of something?
So basically, what I would do is I would go through 100 other cookbooks. So I like Chin Chin, the restaurant. They have a cookbook. I'd go. I'd pick a dish from Chin Chin, rename it, take a different photo of it, and maybe change one or two ingredients. And then I would write a story that links it to my life somehow. Like Pad See Ew's my favourite Chin Chin dish in the cookbook. It's fine. My wife got me a Chin Chin cookbook 10 years ago. I've only ever cooked one thing out of it. Really? And I cook it a bit, but I've only ever cooked one thing out of it. Anyway, and I love it. But the thing is that I could change that and go, Pad See Ew, I love, because when I was in Thailand in 2006 or whatever, I had it at this beautiful store and I asked for the recipe and we sat down over a singer and we talked the recipe and I brought it back with me and then like no I didn't, I just took it out of the
you had me transported to.
But I would have a passport stamp that I went to Thailand.
I think you could get away with it for ages. I genuinely believe that no one would pick up on it as quickly as you think. I also think the types of people that would pick up on it might not be the types of people that are actually consuming it. Like if it's our audience, I don't think they'd give a shit. I think they think it's fucking hilarious.
Okay, so the next question is, can you just like, I don't know, are you allowed to like produce a cookbook that's just like all different cuisines and just all sorts of shit? I'm assuming, DT, can you do that?
I think if it's your cookbook, you can do whatever
you do whatever you want. I think the rules have changed. I don't even think there is a rule anymore. I think about how much of the society is copied and mimicked.
Okay.
Like everything. Fashion. Like everything.
So plagiarism isn't a thing when it comes to cookbooks?
I don't think it is. I think you're overplaying it.
Especially if you're only going to change one or two ingredients. I don't really think that's plagiarism.
Yeah. Oh, and maybe I just don't even change it.
Well, I think...
And I just... copy paste.
Well, everything is,
and they're all in different fonts, but the fonts from that cookbook.
Everything's evolution.
Gordon Ramsay's, Gordon Ramsay's famous beef Wellington. And I just cross that and go Mick Wall's famous.
I think
beef
that would be fucking hilarious if you did. But that's also not it, because then your argument could be, I did that, I crossed it out, I put my name on it, but I made it different slightly. And then 100%. You're putting your own spin on it.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. I think I should make a cookbook by ripping off like 100 other recipes, but changing one ingredient and coming up with I guess I'll AI a lot of it, a story based on that. And it's just a mishmash from different areas of the world.
I love that Pato's just random cookbook thing has led to this. I think it could be
that
something.
Is a problem. Okay, I want to do this somehow. I want to do this. Because I like cooking.
Yeah.
And I think that, well, it's kind of like a DJ just playing all their favourite songs and getting paid to play a set, right? How is this different?
I think it's if anything, it's actually more creative than a DJ.
We don't want to start a whole beef with DJs.
No,
that's
it's just
fine.
pushing buttons.
But no, they do that.
Yeah.
A bit of that. All right, that's it. Okay, so I'm going to maybe do a cookbook.
I love it. Well, we've got some set design inspiration now.
Okay,
including,
great.
And you've got a cookbook.
Because why? Yeah, okay. Well, the cover's the most important part, right?
Yeah.
So if we AI a cover, then I'm halfway there. Obviously, I'm not writing any recipes, so that bit's easy.
100%.
So I just have to like. Can we find out too? Can someone send? I need to know how many recipes I need and all of that. Anyway,
I reckon you'd want
60.
I was gonna say over 30, but
I don't have to have a sweet section, do I? Because I'm not interested.
Nah.
I only make one dessert. That is mine. The dessert's mine. It's not actually. The recipe's from a cookbook. But its point is I've done it a lot that I feel like...
If you think that you have to add in a dessert or do something extra, it's not your cookbook. So I think you need to keep it to you.
Okay, what about this? What if my cookbook and the niche of it, I only cook one dessert. And my tiramisu, which is the dessert I cook, is like a one section, and dessert is just one recipe.
Yeah.
So people get dessert and they go, oh my God, where's the rest? No, he just cooks one. That's like his thing.
Yeah, it's you.
All right, this is good.
I love it. This is good.
Thanks, Pato.
Thank you, Pato. So anyway, a little bit of inspiration there, but I've got to ask you, how's your week been? Because I've caught up with you a little bit.
Yeah, week's been great.
But what's been happening?
I don't want to put it. I've had a good week.
Okay.
It's been a great week, but I don't want to put a damper on things, but I've got to. So I missed Homeland, the show. I never watched it. I am now watching it. It is incredible.
Okay.
Claire Danes might be she's got to be one of the best actors there is on the planet. Claire Danes is incredible. Anyway.
She's very good.
What's his name? The guy who's in Billions. And
I can't remember his
I always
name.
forget his real name.
Yeah, same.
But Brody in it, amazing. Kind of like TV's Michael Fassbender.
Yeah. He's in Band of Brothers as well.
Yep.
Big role in that.
Okay. Anyway, so we'll go with that. So I'm watching a scene and we're getting in the depths of it, and I think it was in the second or third season. So we're getting into the really great areas of it, and this just it ruined the scene for me. And this is my OCD and ADHD. I don't know. A collection of letters that I have has made it impossible for me to be able to let things go watching TV. I don't know which letters it is. Someone might be able to tell me that. But those letters, a group of letters ruins it. They're having coffee in a kitchen, and you can tell there's nothing in the cups.
Oh, that's bad.
It does my head in.
But that shouldn't happen in good shows.
No, you can tell. And I'm like, Cole's like, just let it go. And I'm like,
no,
I
you
can't let it go. I go, hang on. So I stopped it and I wrote it down in my notes. And I'm like I'm gonna have to talk about this, and I forgot about it until like you were saying how was your week, and that was earlier last week.
I've got one for you too.
And it just, oh my God, it frustrates me. Just put some water in the cup. Even better, if you're drinking coffee, put some coffee in the cup.
Yeah, I agree. Or even like something that's the same color.
Yeah, method acting. Yeah, you know what? If you don't want to drink coffee, maybe put some cola in it. I don't know, but just the point is,
you could put like a Coke Zero in there, and 100%. I've got one.
Yeah,
I've got. You've just fired. So, and actually, it's funny that you say this because the gripe that I have, it is similar to yours, was also picked up by Bill Simmons in a recent episode of The Rewatchable. So I feel like seen and heard. But I was watching with my partner. I wasn't focusing on it too much because she loves it. But we were watching the new JFK Jr. love story thing on. It's called Love Story. It's on Disney Plus.
Show documentary.
It's like it's like the same as the brothers that killed the Menendez. It's the same thing from the same creator, like Ryan Murphy, whatever his name is.
Do you remember The Cable Guy, the movie with Jim Carrey and Ben Stiller played both brothers?
Yeah,
and it was a piss take.
Yeah, piss take.
And it's very, very funny.
It's the same creator, Ryan Murphy. It's in that whole sort of dramatized world, but there's obviously a little bit of truth to it. Anyway, that's not really what we're here to talk about. No. What I got annoyed about, and this is my biggest gripe in TV and in
literally. By the way, can we just appreciate this is all just off the back of the set?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. Okay. So you're watching.
Yeah. So, and I have the same issue with TV and movies. It's when they have a scene that involves people playing sport and no one in the scene can fucking play sport. So what they do here is JFK Jr. apparently used to go to Central Park and he'd have like a little bit of touch, like what would you call it? What's the NFL equivalent of touch football? I guess it's kind of touch football, football.
It's a tag.
Tag football, right?
Flag
football. Right? Yep. No one can throw or catch properly. Like they look as if they are a bunch of, and this is what it is. They look as if they are a bunch of actors who have picked up a ball for the first time and thrown it for the first time and the cameras were rolling and they've used that. My question is, why can't you just get a stunt double who has... Because if this was something he did every day and all of his friends did it every day, I'd like to think that they were semi-competent.
Yeah, exactly.
Get a fucking stunt double in that can at least throw a ball and has a bit of an athletic kind of,
100%. You've almost got to be Philip Seymour Hoffman in that along with Hollywood else. You've got to be that bad or you've got to be good.
Yeah.
And
they can't all be bad is my point. And they are all bad. And it's the same in movies. One thing that I really like about Moneyball... And that you need to get that type of thing right in a movie like Moneyball. Is I think a lot of the actual actors themselves practice a lot with the at bats and like got to like a proper swing.
I think there was,
but then they also got a level of
they use baseballs and stuff in it,
big time. But that's what you have to do.
I think most US sport movies do it well. They definitely do it with that, and we've experienced this because we've made sports content.
Yeah.
Obviously, and we've had this discussion in the battle from being able to you've got people there that can't do it. It just absolutely ruins it. I couldn't be more on board with this.
Yeah.
It does my fucking head in.
And it's funny, like they probably thought, and this is true, the majority of people watching this show is probably made more for the female population. So they're thinking, no one's going to pick up. But there are partners that are watching with their partners and they're going, I don't believe this.
I'll give you a comparison. Imagine you put somebody that... You cast somebody to play a role where the person in it could sing or dance and they couldn't sing or dance. It just wouldn't happen.
I agree.
It'd be ridiculous. It would actually be ridiculous. No different for sport.
And
I'm not going to have a go at the arts like Timothy Chalamet that cost him a fucking Oscar. But I will say this: the sports are important too. They're our arts,
big time. And look, this playing football isn't, it's a tiny portion of the show, but it's still 2 or 3 scenes, which is enough. It's not like the show is about football and he can't play football, but there's enough scenes in there where they show that this guy used to have an outlet. And
I'm with you, mate.
And he can't fucking play. So anyway,
super fast side note: I didn't know for like 3 years if it was Timothy Chalamet or Chalamet.
Yeah, a lot of people get it wrong.
And also, he was a kid in Homeland.
Is he really?
So there you go, full circle.
I know he's in Interstellar, but I didn't know he's in Homeland. There you go. So that's obviously pissed you off. But one good thing that happens, this is a Monday afternoon. We're recording on a Monday. Yesterday, we went to David's. How good was David Yamcha? With former friend of the show, DT. Don't worry, it's all good. Yeah. Don't be too stressed. But we caught up with former friend of the show, Homie. Great man. He wanted to catch up with us. We caught up with him. We went to David's.
It was good.
Talk us through
it. David's is the best Yamcha in Melbourne.
Yeah, modern kind of take on Yamcha.
Yeah, it is. I just think that the way they do, I think
unfortunately, no Lazy Susan.
No Lazy Susan. It is different. They bring it out. It's done in a different way. There's no trolleys. Trolleys would be a nightmare because of the stairs in the middle of the restaurant. But good drinks. It's easily the best drinks of any Yamcha.
Yeah.
Unless like a flower drum or something do Yamcha. I'm intrigued. I don't know if they do. I doubt they would.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's really, really good.
Agreed.
I enjoy it very much, Simon, as you know. And it was just a lovely way to spend a Sunday afternoon. Is Yamcha like... Mm-hmm. As a act, like a Yamcha / sitting around a Lazy Susan, in Chinese, is that the best way to dine? Is it the most enjoyable setup?
Okay, it's not the best way to dine, but it could be the most enjoyable setup. If that makes sense.
If you go, okay,
there's nothing better than a Sunday Yamcha.
Long lunch at a steak joint.
That's
Lazy Susan Chinese. That's right up there.
Yeah, the steak joint for me is the best.
But then there's like romantic, intimate dining as well, which is also very good. Like depending on who you're there with, but like there's all these different ones. Then there's obviously pub meals, steak night style dining, family dining, which can be a nightmare.
This, you know what, Wally? This should be an honest list. I think you
need
to go through.
I'll go next week.
Yes.
I will do an honest list of my top 5 dining scenarios. It's not cuisines.
No, it's scenarios.
It's scenarios of how we dine.
Which I think,
dining formats.
Which I think will be similar, kind of similar to what DT's list is going to be. He gave us a little hint when that's coming later in the show.
I heard a rumor.
Blind ranking.
Is that true? Are we doing a blind ranking?
We certainly are.
He's never ready when we throw to him, DT. It's like he's got a frog in his throat or something.
I'll be editing.
You got a bottle of Jammo or something over there.
Smoking DT. Cones over there.
All right, that'd be great. Imagine that if DT was like just a full-on
bong head. Yeah, I think.
Imagine.
All right, so there you go. I'll do that next week.
That's really good.
Dining formats, love it.
But not only that, we had our lunch at David's, and then that morphed into a first birthday of a dear friend of the show's son, not our dear friend of the show, term 1. And what we learned, we sort of already knew this, but again, second mention of the episode. But Pato was there, and his lovely wife Steph, and they basically, we thought next Saturday we've got a 40th for Pato and Steph. It's a joint party. We thought that we were doing like a little bit of a fun, honest beers sort of like Q&A, like we'll ask a few questions on the stage, not recorded or anything like that, just purely for the people in attendance for the 40th. I think we found out that there's going to be a proper rundown, a proper agenda, and we're just about emceeing the whole fucking thing and interviewing 11 people for this 40th.
So I'm just 2 things that I'm going to make really, really clear. And Pato obviously listens to the show.
Yeah.
Steph, if you're listening as well, I'm going to make this really clear. I will not be curtailing my alcohol intake at all in the lead up or during this.
I don't think anyone fucking was worried about that.
I don't. That will be.
I'm going to have to see the ship.
I will just be. So you will be getting they'll be getting unfiltered.
Good.
But also, obviously, I'm not just going. It's not going to be like Frank the Tank style. I'm not going
to
tranquilize me into a pool.
You're a professional.
Yeah, I'm a professional. But that's 100%. I just want to get that off the top. And secondly, I don't think that we will be censoring this for any particular audience. This will just be if we were talking to Pato.
Well, that's what he wants. I think Pato wants... The weirdest thing for me is he wants it to be like an honest beer style episode. And I'm like, I mean, I know how to do that, but I don't know how many people want to hear that.
No, I think what we will do is that we will bring it more into them. And what we might do is we might do a blind ranking with them. We might do a list with them. I think there was talk about a list. We'll
should definitely do a list. Should we tell Pato that we need to bring our producer DT to go and get content of us?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem too excited, does he?
Frank the Tank.
Imagine that DT gets blind and can barely hold a camera.
It'd be you said we're doing it in honest beer fashion.
Shaky
so
hands.
I'm looking forward to that. That will be good.
That'll be good. So we're not going to get any content. I just wanted to bring that up on the show if anyone cares about it. But there'll be a recap of it on next week. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
The people that don't know, we had a bit of a debate on our WhatsApp thread today, the three of us, about how much football chat should we interject into this episode, because we do talk a lot about footy, but this isn't just a footy pod. We are in the DDF studios, which is very much a footy pod and a footy brand. But we don't necessarily need to talk too much about it. However, I still think we should address it.
Of course.
But I don't think necessarily, given that we're recording on a Monday and you played on a Thursday, you have much to say about the Hawks. You want to talk about an experience.
I want to talk about the
on
MCG.
Thursday night. Okay. We're going to sound off here?
All right, I am. Okay, so there is a...
So just for the Hawks Sydney, Thursday night, you were there.
Hawks
That's the
Sydney,
context.
Thursday night. There is a stadium over in the west that has been purpose-built stadium. Front row sits a metre above the ground or whatever. There's not a bad seat in it, but it still holds, 60,
65, yeah.
Whatever it is. Magnificent for all sport. Then you come closer, you got Adelaide Oval, which is probably the best scenic ground.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's got the iconic hill. It's just set next to the castle's just over the road. They need a bigger bridge. That can't be that hard.
Yeah, I know.
Big Mel's got to get onto that.
Yeah.
And everything about it, it's the host of the greatest weekend of footy of the year. A stone's throw here, and you know what? Richmond don't like going there. Other people might not going there. I like going to Marvel. Let me tell you something about Marvel. What Marvel have done, yes, they've got a roof, easy. Yes, because it's only 50,000 there, there are not bad seats in there. It's an all-purpose venue as well, so they obviously have concerts and great venue. I saw Coldplay there. They were incredible. I've seen them there a couple of times, plus a range of other acts. Anyway, that's all fine. Oasis, all that. What they do there really well is the food. We know that.
Yes.
They've got restaurants,
dining
dining experiences. They do that.
Even little pubs out the side.
Yeah. Do you know what else they do? All the gates are open to get into the venue. Same at Adelaide, same at Perth. I go to the MCG. Now, there's 8 gates.
I believe there's 8. It's 8 gates, not 7, isn't it?
There's
7.
only 7 gates.
Fuck, that's even worse then.
So, one of 7 in the AFL members is shut. Then I go in there and I start taking photos of the different bars and food outlets that are shut. It's Thursday night footy against Sydney. AFL membership is not cheap.
No.
On top of that, then what we have to do is that if we want a seat, almost guaranteed, now you have to pay another $12 or whatever to get your reserve seat and all things like that. And if you need upgrades and all these things. So it's AFL membership is like over $700.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, the MCC.
Yeah,
They're expensive, right?
Very expensive.
You pay your money to go to the footy. I'm sorry. It's just cost cutting for them. They're not struggling for a buck.
No, fuck no.
We're not talking about the MCC, which is run by them. We're talking about the AFL members, the area of the ground that we pay a huge amount of money to go and see. We have to pay extra if we want reserve seats.
Yep.
And there was multiple food places closed, multiple bars were closed, and one of 2 gates.
Yeah.
So 50% of the entry, and the line was. Here's the best part. The line to get in gate 6 went past gate 7.
Oh, my God.
So, I'm sorry, but
that's horrific.
Yeah, so it pissed me off. But then the Hawkies showed up and we had a good win, so that was fine.
Yeah, but it does leave a bad taste in your mouth, because then the next time you go to a game that you think might be a similar level of crowd, like maybe it's, I don't know who else you'd play that would be a similar kind of 45-ish crowd. I don't know. Who would that be?
Yeah, I actually thought there was going to be more than that. But
they projected 60.
It was projected. That's the other thing, is it was projected 60. I don't like, Sydney's a bit of a unique one. Maybe an Adelaide if it was a night, an Adelaide or a Brisbane if it was a night game. I don't think they're going to get that on a Saturday Arvo game.
No,
but
disappointing.
Yeah, look, it really is. It really is disappointing. But it pissed me off, because I was like, you're in the AFL members, you want to go and you should be able to get this stuff. Like, you've got all these other stadiums that do it so well.
I had a similar experience at the Melbourne St Kilda game in round 1. In the MCC, I was meeting up with a mate, friend of the show, legal advisor Chris Bowie, for a beer beforehand, and it was a sunny day, so he was like, "Oh, why don't we go up to the David Eats bar, which is a bar almost like a rooftop bar, but level 4. It has a bit outdoor. So I was like, because we would normally go to the Percy Beam. I was like, no, we'll go up the escalator and meet you up there. We got there first, and It was shut. And there were 47,000 people. Also, probably 31 of the 47,000 were in the MCC. I'm not even lying. It was packed because of the D's fans. And they had a bar shut, which is a fairly prominent bar. Also, a lot of seating on level 4. Just decided that it would not open. And this is, not quite 2, maybe an hour and 45 minutes before.
Who was the bar named after?
David Neitz.
Bit of a slap in the face.
Yeah.
To Melbourne fans.
Nito would not be happy. Yeah.
There you go. It wasn't one of the bars named after a cricketer or an old person.
No.
Administrator. It was named after a Melbourne legend. So I'm just saying, maybe, I don't know what the goal is, mate. This is the least of their worries at the moment, the AFL. Like MCCs, that's why I separate that. It's a bit different.
I get it's different. I'm just more
But
saying it's a
AFL
similar shit
members.
experience. Yeah. That's terrible.
So I just couldn't believe it. Anyway, there you go. That's enough ranting. Apart from that, it's been a great week, great weekend.
Should we mention on the show that all of your promotions and pump ups to Marvel, you happen to be really close friends with someone that's fairly high up at the
No,
moment?
but that's
Should
not.
we caveat
I call a spade a spade.
that? You do.
And I'll tell you right now, at the moment, in terms of operating,
Yeah. Oh no, you have to call it out.
The G is.
You have to call it out.
They're just in the top 5 because I'm telling you
Operating,
now.
operating.
Adelaide.
Yeah.
Marvel and Perth,
Optus, yep.
or in terms of how they're run,
Yep.
at the moment, I think are all going better.
And let's not forget, at the SCG, you went to Toddy's and had Jamos.
And it's not their fault the fans weren't watching.
No, that's not their fault
But
that they were sipping
I
some
was able to
champagne
have
flutes.
jam on soda in a cup in my seat after having a bowl of pasta from Toddy's. So maybe the G's at 5, and do you know what? Like, I don't know, maybe your
Turn it
puck's
around.
catching.
Call it the People's Ground. It's not the People's Ground when the gates aren't open, I wouldn't have thought.
So there you go.
We'll quickly move on. We don't have to talk too much about the Saints, but all I'll say is thankfully they won. It was just one of those ones where it was ugly in the last quarter. It was a really nervous watch.
I genuinely thought they were going to beat you.
Yeah, same. It was just one of those ones where you look back and you go, thank fuck they got 4 points. We can move on. Thanks to the Honest Beers community for helping me get through it. It wasn't comfortable. I was sitting there with my partner and she was like, why are you so stressed? You're up by 5 goals. I was like, there is an avalanche coming. You can see the repeat inside 50. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, I'm a Saints fan. I'm used to this. It'll come. And then also, my brother in the family group chat, when it was 22 points the difference with 5 minutes to go, said, good win. Could have won by more. I was like, Adam, don't do that. And then sure enough, they kicked 3 goals in 3 minutes.
He knows.
You should know, Adam. Just calling you out. But anyway, they won. That's all we need to talk about. We can move on. There was one suggestion last week when we said, what do you want to dress the back with? And someone said, why don't we put a black hole of despair for the Saints? And I was thinking I could create, maybe DT, you could help with this, print off an image that actually has like a, what's the word? Like a... It's like not AI, but it's like an optical illusion of what a black hole would look like just based on printing it. And then what I was thinking is every time St Kilda loses, the black hole gets bigger. So every time we come back, it's a bigger hole. But when we win, it sort of deflates a little bit.
Yeah, not bad.
So that could be something we do.
You guys can look at doing that, yeah.
I think we might do that, DT.
Yeah,
Thanks for the help. You gave me nothing. Then I realised I had that side conversation with a different person at work. It wasn't you, so that's why you didn't know.
It must have been the ex-producer, I guess.
Nah, it was Benny. It was Benny Seinfeld. Yeah, Homie. Homie has thoughts as well, actually. So we're just going to have to keep that going. But anyway, the only other thing about footy that I wanted to talk about, and then we're done. Actually, there's another segment that's going to revolve around footy. But this is of the footy chat. This is the last thing.
Yeah, go.
North Melbourne. 5 minutes into the second quarter yesterday, I was typing into my notes some things and some thoughts for the podcast, and it was something, I've deleted it now, but it was something along the lines of, Walley, do we need to apologise to the North Melbourne fans for what we said about them pre-season and the fact that they should now be 2-0, their line is 7.5.
Yeah.
And they've gone into state and they've won. And then, fuck me, North Melbourne.
Yeah,
this is them. This is who they are.
We saw a lot of it, and
49-19, 5 minutes into the second quarter, I'm thinking, and that was a different 49-19 than the Saints one, which I think was actually the exact same score, because the Giants are like a good team. They should come back. They move the ball quickly. When they get going, they're really scary. West Coast, on the other hand,
they're going to win some games, West Coast.
They will.
But I've thought, do you know what? I thought, North are going to climb. They couldn't make the 10, could they? Or I don't know. We always seem to, and then it's just like, yep, well done. You did the same thing.
I just want to let everyone know that I was considering apologising, and now I'm fucking not. Unless
you can't apologise over that.
Yeah.
I will say this though. I think Essendon, if they can win the spoon.
It's probably bad, isn't it?
They can actually win the spoon.
You're pretty happy about it, you sicko, aren't you?
I'm okay.
You are happy about it.
I'm okay with it. I don't know. It's fine.
I feel for their fans. Got a lot of good mates.
It's getting to the sympathy point. That's
Nah, surely you'd never feel bad for Essendon fans. 16 flags. No.
Well, I mean,
oh mate, they're not. But you got to understand. Like,
I think it's been
I feel bad for
how
them.
many days since their last win? I think it was round.
It's over 300
was it round
days.
11.
I think it's about
last
310 days.
Yeah, that's sad.
Or 305. Look, I know what you're saying. I think as a St Kilda fan, I have an obligation. They're not a rival of ours. I mean, they are a Victorian team.
yeah, but they're not a rival.
Yeah, they're not a rival. So I have an obligation to be like, fuck, I kind of know. I know what it's like. And I guess the only thing I will say is, yeah, like if you're my age and you're an Essendon fan, you saw 93 and you saw 2000. So I don't have necessarily sympathy for anything other than just what you're feeling right now. Plus, you look back at the drug saga, which I know was self-inflicted, but it's fuck it. If you're a fan, I'm talking about a fan. Like you've had an unfair last 13 odd years.
That's horrible.
Realistic. Or then 20 if you look back to the final. But I'm just saying specifically the last isolated period.
I'm just saying, I'm not heaping on them. I'm just saying there is a chance. They're in just equal favourite for the Spoon now. That's diabolical.
And like you look who they've drafted in the last 5 years or 6-7 years, it's bad.
6-7.
Well, I didn't mean to do that.
Well, they do have Nate Caddy, and he's a special talent. And Sharp looks good. There is some light at the end of the tunnel, but yes, there are lost years where they didn't get it right, which is obviously disappointing. The COVID sort of year, they got those 3 picks wrong. Archie Perkins is apparently still on a list. I didn't realise, but anyway.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say about North Melbourne. Moving on to some really positive news. So, in true Honest Beers fashion, we launched a couple of weeks ago that we were going to do our Pizza Hut All-You-Can-Eat challenge down in Ballarat, and we announced a date. But I actually did all of that, or we did all of that, without confirming it with Pizza Hut Ballarat.
We didn't check whether they were happy.
We just kept DMing them. They weren't replying anyway. After numerous phone calls, I finally got on to the manager, Patrick of Pizza Hut All-You-Can-Eat Ballarat, Bakery Hill, whatever you want to call it, and he's locked us in.
So we are in.
So we're locked in. Excitement. Everyone clap. Huge news for us. We are.
Put some sound effect clapping over it.
Yeah, you should do that. But I just want to say it's 2 months to the day. Today is March 23rd. This will be May the 23rd. We are locked in.
I'm excited about this.
Last week we gave some advice on how you can enter the All-You-Can-Eat challenge, where people are trying to beat your record of 20 slices. I just want to preface this by saying if you entered and you sent us an audio message and we're not playing it, it's not because we're not going to. We're going to drip feed these because we have fucking 2 months to fill of content.
And we've got a heap in, and it's still open. We like as I said to you off air, like they don't decide the final feel of the Everest until sort of a week,
100%,
a week out. So there's plenty of time to get yours in. Hopefully this gives some inspiration. We can probably play 3.
I'm going to play 3 today,
unless it gets too big. But we're going to play 3.
I'm going to play. I'm just trying to find the first one. It is actually from Pato, which is funny. But I just thought like Pato's such a friend of the show. We need to actually get this on.
Yeah, this is not a lottery. This is not a.
Well, Pato thinks he's in already.
Yeah, I know. This isn't a lottery, so we can literally put whoever we want in this field. We're not bound by any terms and conditions here.
No, we're not. And I have listened to this, so it's not inappropriate. DT, I'm just going to put my phone up to the mic, so hopefully it works. But this is Pato's entry into the All-You-Can-Eat Ballarat.
Hey guys, Pato from the Ponderings Variety, just submitting my official entry for the Pizza Hut Challenge. Absolutely thrilled it's going ahead. The build-up is long overdue. So back in 2001, after an under-15s training session, I once ate 16 sausages, well before the Shane Mumford time, but less publicised. And I went to a Metallica concert and, we had some enhancements to, increase the appetite, but I had 5 large Big Macs and 30 nuggets after that. And
wow.
Did it quite easily and beat my friend Steve. And probably the most important thing, I'm an ectomorph body type, which is fast metabolism, inability to put on weight. So I think I'm a pretty strong candidate for this one. And look forward to it. Love the pod. Well done, boys.
Wow, that's good. He's
strong. They're big numbers.
That's impressive.
Big numbers. I will say, as someone that knows Pato very well, like he can eat. And if you look at him, he used to play AFL. He's in good nick, but he is like a string bean. Like he could eat 7,000 calories a day and not put on weight. Like it's fucked.
All right, there you go.
So that's Pato throwing down the gauntlet, throwing down the challenge.
So that's he could be our VFL representative, the Box Hill Hawks of fame.
Fuck, that's going to get a run on the 40th on Saturday night, I would have thought. But that was very good from Pato. Next one comes from a friend of mine, Jake Dunn, big Saints man. Not only that, and he reveals this in the audio message, Jake's got a bit of local help is all I'll say here. He could be the local man, the local entrant.
Local entrant.
Righto, lads. I just saw your Pizza Hut competition in Ballarat now. Not that I'm trying to be a fat cunt, but there's no way you're coming to Ballarat without me representing the place. So I think it's a pretty straightforward acceptance into the competition, although I've moved to Richmond. But that said, there needs to be some local representation on the home ground, and I'm happy to put my hand up for it. So we'll see you there.
But it's great.
That's very, very strong.
I like
That
it.
is strong.
Yeah,
And
not necessarily I can do this, I can do that. I'm from Ballarat and you go to my town.
there has to be, and we will take that. There definitely has to be a local rep. I agree with that.
Yep.
We'll see with others, but he makes a strong case. The moving to Richmond, separate,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of separation there, but that's okay. But I think a local rep's good. All right.
So-
You said we had a third one?
Yeah, the third one is your colleague, I believe we could call him that, and a friend of the show in Tommy Flanners.
Flanners!
Flanners is
Well,
entered,
He can eat.
which is huge. He sent this one through sort of in the last 24 hours. It's a pretty good one. I have listened to it. I've vetted it. But yeah, very much keen on your views afterwards.
Leggy, Walley, Flanners here. Very keen for this all-you-can-eat Pizza Hut day. And look, I'm just going to say it straight off the top. I need to be on that bus, not just throwing my hat in the ring here. I'm qualified, probably overqualified, in fact, for a task such as this. Firstly, I worked in a pizza shop for 10 years, so it's not my first rodeo. Very much understand pizzas and what it takes to devour said pizzas. Also, not exactly pizzas, but back at school, recess, chocolate muffins. Used to knock back those things in one bite. It was a bit of a party trick, bit of a thing that I used to do back in the day. Whole thing gone, every recess. So there's that. And Wally, you'd recall recently on the socials of a certain bookmaker that we've all spent considerable time with. I put away a full chicken parma and chips quicker than Via Sistina ran the Cox plate. So what we're talking about here is not potential, it's proven performance. The all-you-can-eat environment is one that I thrive in. So if you want someone to absolutely dismantle some records at this Pizza Hut buffet, I am your man. Get me on the bus. Cheers. Flanners.
That's a strong favourite.
I will
gotta
say
be in.
this. We will announce who the... I'd be gobsmacked if he's not on the bus. That is so strong.
Well,
That-
on the bus doesn't mean in the.
No, that Palmer
Yeah,
is
I've seen
true.
it.
That's
that
impressive.
went down.
He sent me that as a follow up, like I hadn't already seen it, and I love the technique, the way he cut through the Parma. He was like that, and then the way he stacked the chips.
Yeah.
It was like basically all of the chips in a Parma, which is quite a lot, was done in about 2 stackings,
Yeah.
and then it was like okay, onto the lettuce.
Yeah, he
now.
knows what he's doing. Now, the other thing for him is that pace doesn't matter in this. This is all
No.
about, they're going to have plenty of time to put the wear.
Well, Shoney can do it quickly. Can he do it slowly and long?
Oh, I'd back him.
Can I think you should. Can you tell the story? For those that don't know, which would be a lot of people, we had a cricket team and Flanners played a couple of games. I knew you'd react like this. You have to tell the story because I wasn't there. I've only been told it second or third hand. But this is something Tom Flanagan said at a local cricket game about 11 years ago.
I have so many. I'll tell you what we will be doing. I think the other thing is we have to get Flanners on because I want to tell some Flanners food stories. So I'll tell you what, if Flanners does indeed qualify, we might get him on in the lead up. We might do a couple of lead up guests before they perform.
It's
because
proper,
there's some great Flanners.
You know those
stories.
like Road to Wembley
Yep.
docos? This is going to be the Road to the All You Can Eat with
Some
all the
great
entrants.
Flanners stories around snails and oysters and other things that you have to hear. All right, so
The pizza
Flanners,
story, yeah.
The pizza story.
The reason, remember he said, that's what I meant. What did you think I meant?
Can I?
He's saying both. Tell them both.
I'm gonna
Tell them
tell
both.
sorry.
Yeah. Fuck.
First one's the one I know, and the second one is this. So the first one is I'm going to save Pete's one to when he comes on because that is brilliant. This is so Flanners. One thing about Flanners is Flanners did the scoring at high school. He loves his cricket, but he's also a massive cricket nuffy nerd, right? So he's scoring. Flanners is the only guy that would do the scorebook with the dots in at a local level. So and by the dots, that's every ball they face, and most people don't bother with that local cricket. So Flanners is a little bit like anal about all of these stuff.
Cricket is
Anyway,
autism.
We're playing a game of local cricket together years ago. So before we ever worked with Flanners, he was at the same cricket club. We played a few games together. Anyway, so we've just taken a bath this day, and we're okay. This is the first season we all played together, but we've taken a bath. We had a number of fill-ins in the team and things like that. And Flanners goes out at 11. He's batting at 11, and we need well over 100 runs in however not many overs. We're gone. This team has just put us to the sword. So we're about to get the beers out, and we're all sitting up, and anyway, gets blocks out or whatever the first ball, and then it's over, or the other guy blocks out. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, they go over. Anyway, we're sitting there talking. We hear this, hey, and we haven't bothered. Like it's changed. Update the fucking scoreboard. Planners saying to update the scoreboard for the overs, and it might have been a run. Yeah. And we're like, is he serious? And everyone's like, update the scoreboard.
9 for net over 100 and he
wants
it.
Oh. And we go, all right, mate. Yeah, so we update the scoreboard. First ball, fucking bowl. The innings is over. You happy, mate? It's very, very true. But we have some great Flanner stories. So Flanner, I know he will come on if I ask him. That I could dine out on that story at Sporties for the rest of my life. Planners one. He knows that I'm a big fan of that one. We'll get him on ahead of this. We might get I reckon it's a good idea to get a couple of contestants on.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, every food-related story outside of what you've seen on Instagram, of which there is a bit, is magnificent. So we'll definitely get him on, and we'll save that for then.
That cricket team might have inspired a certain fictional cricket team that is promoted.
Yeah, it kind of did a bit, didn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Some very. We could almost spend a whole episode talking about that stories from that Saturday. From those Saturdays.
Doco on that one.
100%. But yeah, so just again, wanted to say the Pizza Hut is happening. We've not only got now a few entrants to the All You Can Eat competition, we've also got an acceptance from the venue, which is fantastic. Patrick's going to help us out. Other updates that will come over the next few weeks is going to be transport. So we mentioned it's obviously the 23rd, but we're not going to take everyone down because I just don't think we're going to be able to facilitate that. But we will facilitate some form of transport and a meeting spot for people. It'll be sort of a first in, best dressed type setup. We'll get a form created.
Sure all competitors will be on the bus.
All competitors will be on the bus.
Obviously,
us three.
We'll
whatever it might be. But we definitely will lock that away. But then also, there will have to be an element of making your own way down there. But we appreciate it because if you do get your own way down there, we'll fucking make it worth your while. I'll give you the hot tip. DT's list is back.
Oh, yes.
Very, very interesting last week in that it was a really good topic and we worked through it really quickly until we got to the second item on the list, which actually ended up being the last one. We just couldn't lock it away, the Tour de France. So hopefully this week it's better.
I'm challenging the list. I think that I had a look at the fact that they have criteria to determine instead of facts tells me I just don't believe that the Tour de France is more watched than some of those other sports. I just don't. Well,
I think we worked out it's the cumulative effect of 30 odd days. Anyway. But yeah, I agree with you. DT, what have you got for us?
What do you got for us?
So, going to keep it short and sharp this week. So, obviously, the podcast is named Honest Beers, so I'm going to go down the beers way. So,
nice.
Very good. Maybe you should have done that last week.
Yeah, probably should have. Would have only taken 3 minutes instead of 15. But so going to go with what are the best beers to have at a certain location. So, for example, like
situational beers. Yeah.
Post mowing the lawn beer.
Yeah.
So,
all that.
as we said before, we're going to do a blind rank 1 to 5.
Blind rankings. All right. So you give yours, I'll give mine.
So first one, first day of a holiday beer.
Oh, I'll go with a 3.
I'm saying first day of a holiday beer. I'm going to go for, just because I think there's some good ones in here.
Yeah, I'm a bit conservative too.
Live sports event beer.
Oh, 2.
It's number 2, but it could be number 1. Can I just very quickly say... winter sun beer, AFL members, Saturday or Sunday afternoon in the sun, 15 degrees, your team's playing.
It's right up there.
It's right up there. Yeah, but I'm going 2.
2 a.m. kick-on beers.
Wow, that life is past me now, I will say.
Is it?
But yeah, no, I think it's past me. I'm going to put that 5 just because it's the feeling the next day is never great.
Yep, I'm more of a whiskey guy at that time of night.
Yeah. Look, it's not bad. I'm not here to say it's bad, but it's probably 5.
Cheeky one on the way home at the Pokes.
Yeah,
no. I'll go 5. I'll go 5. 2 a.m. beers 5.
Airport beer.
See, I find the airport beer a little bit overrated. I'm going to put it as 4.
Oh, I would have had that at 5. It's 3.
Yeah.
Airport beers. I honestly, it's only because you're going somewhere. I haven't had many good ones.
I agree. They're never good.
But I'll put it at 3.
I mean, so I would say the feeling is obviously. I'd tell you when an airport beer is the best is when you're going on holiday and it's like 5 o'clock on a Friday. But when it's 6 a.m. on a Tuesday and you're flying to Sydney for work, it's probably not good.
Or, that's true. Or if you're flying home from work, you don't have to drive home from the airport and you're going like...
You got a bit of time.
Yeah, so it's like
that's not bad.
4 o'clock, leaving Sydney and come home, you're going to my mate's house that night and you're going straight
early.
from Uber.
Yeah, that's good. But the reason why it can't be number 1 is because there's there's too much gap between the best and the worst.
Is there a worse feeling than having too many airport beers and getting caught when you need to piss and you got to get on the plane?
Fucking worse.
Yeah, it's horrible. Anyway,
What do you got?
The last one, shower beer.
shower beer's
I'm
not.
happy for that to be my number one. I'm happy for that.
See, winner's piss is always
Winner's
my number
piss.
one. So winning, I bet you could be in the shower. Yeah, shower beer. I'm happy with my list.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with mine as
I think
well.
you've both done pretty well.
Yeah, I mean,
Cheers, ET.
you would have. Yeah, the live sports beer probably should have put that number one because of what you would have said.
So my because I'd have winner's piss, live sport beer, shower beer. Shower
Like,
beer's right.
when is it bad to drink beer at a live sporting event? There's no bad moment, right? So that's why.
Only when they have Jamo
Yeah.
at the SCG.
Yes.
And after Toddies. Can I just say, my beautiful wife, this sort of behaviour isn't necessarily tolerated on a Tuesday and that anymore. But for a just a fun like stocking stuffer present one Christmas, got me this fucking like stubby holder that's stuck on the shower glass so I could have shower beers.
Wow.
But then she realised how ridiculous that was to get me that, and then I started having shower beers like all the fucking time,
That's so
and
good.
not just.
Well, that's
'cause
what she's
you have a
creating.
beer after cricket or footy. You could have a shower beer, but as I said, you like come home from work on a Tuesday, going, "Oh, I might just go in the." She go, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm just getting a."
Get a beer.
What do you
Jeez,
know?
the
What
water
do you
bill's high
mean?
this
I'm
month.
like,
What do you mean?
Walking around the house,
beer.
walking around the house butt naked,
Yeah.
rather than getting a towel, you're getting a beer.
Beer. There
Fucking
you go.
great.
Anyway, good one. Detail like
Very
that.
good, DT. Good. Oh, I've got a new segment. I hinted at this yesterday on Instagram story. It is look, I don't want people to view this segment as a negative segment. There's going to be some
Pretty fucking negative.
There's going to be some fun that's had from it as well. But Walley, you own Splitting a Sixer, which is a great segment where you talk about iconic people. We worked out they could be alive or they could not be. That you want to split a
100%.
sixer with, and you provide
Could
a
be
really
fictional.
Could be fictional. You provide a really good justification as to why. We need to bring that segment back, by the way. It's been
We
fucking
actually
ages.
are due. We are due.
So let's bring that one back. But something sparked me on Saturday when I was watching the football at the pub on the Saturday night. Someone popped up continuously, and they've done this before. They have form. This wasn't just a one-off event. This has happened before. I think we would all agree that this person has form. And the segment is going to be who Leggy wouldn't want to have a beer with.
No.
And the first person, which I must admit everyone pretty much guessed when I asked, is Patrick Voss.
Wow.
Carry on. And Patrick Voss might be a good bloke. Like, I'm sure he has.
You
friends.
just don't want to find out.
I just don't want to have a beer with him based on what I've seen. Now I'll just start with. Let me list everything, and then I'll get your views on whether I've been too harsh or not. But
okay. Yeah.
Firstly, you had 12 disposals and 1 goal, so let's just calm down. Secondly, I don't care what you think about what happened in the past. I don't like. Not necessarily the crybaby stuff. It's more the rubbing of
You
the
don't like the
hair.
hair
The
rubbing
rubbing
the
of the hair. I think if that's a dig at being bald or whatever it might be, or
with that.
I mean, I just don't. I just think it's just not needed. I think his teammates would almost look at him and go, "Mate, like pull your head in. You're being
like,
a dickhead."
Do you know what
Early
that
on in the
is?
game as well.
That is if you are a superior player and you're playing a game and you got a little bloke running around annoying you or a tagger or something, like your two key position players at a highest AFL level, you're just saying it's a bit derogatory to do that.
It's also the lowest form of IQ you could possibly have if that's the dig you're going to have. Like, come up with something sharp. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say this? I watched very closely last Saturday when Geelong played Freo, and towards the end of the game, Voss gave away a 50, and it sort of like sealed the victory for the Cats. And Max Holmes, who does not look like a verbal guy at all, got stuck into him so much, which just shows you how he's viewed by the rest of the competition. The other thing I saw from Patrick Voss on the same night, and it was not talked about on the broadcast because everyone was having an absolute love fest for him. The ball went out. Watch this. Watch the replay. The ball goes out on the full late in the last quarter from a D's defender, and it sails over Josh Tracy's head, and Patrick Voss runs 30 metres to take the kick away from Tracy, who is your key forward. He's kick 4. You want him to win a Coleman. You should be setting up Josh Tracy at every moment. Also seems like a fucking ripping bloke. Yeah. He ran 30 metres. The umpire, thankfully, gave the ball to Tracy and was like, Patrick, you were in the stands when it was kicked, and it was 30 metres away. He ran that far to try and take it off a teammate.
Yeah.
I do not want to have a beer with him. I think that's fair, and I think he's got form. Oh, and sorry, I had one more point. The broadcast after the game. Now, I don't care about taunting. Like, I actually think that the AFL making a $1,500 fine or whatever is a little bit nanny state. Like, let's just chill. I think like that should just be on the club and his teammates to say, pull your head in and we move on. I don't think we need to just try and reprimand everything. But he goes on the broadcast after the game on Fox Footy, and no one brought up the fact that he was doing this and grabbing hair. They're all just celebrating him. I just think like miss the moment. He needs to pull his head in. I'm not having a beer with him.
All right, there you go. Very good, Leggy.
Did you have any views? Was I too harsh?
I don't know. nobody would talk about what happened with Petty, the original time.
Well, I believe.
Yeah, but then he came out and goes, no, it's nothing to do with everything. Like there was
Yeah.
all of the rumors.
Dane Zorko said that he was. So I look back at this today. Dane Zorko said that he apologized. It was totally off the mark, but he was. There was words that sparked him in. It's not like he just went up to him and said something terrible. So we know that. But if it was really bad from Zorko, and I'm not. This isn't about like should someone have cried or not, because that's someone that's up to them. I don't know the full. I know what you're going to say. I don't know the full context. Yeah. I wouldn't have done it, but maybe some do. I just think like going back to something that happened 3-4 years ago is a bit on the nose. I think the hair padding was on the nose. I think trying to steal the ball from Josh Tracy was on the nose. I think the celebrations after a goal are on the nose. I just think it's just a bit. And and every single person that DM'd us back basically said that this is the person I was picking.
There you go. Well, that tells you. Case closed. All right, there you go.
It's all, and I like. We need characters.
The only opinion I do have is that it's another one from Melbourne that they were offered two
first round picks. It's extraordinary. Yeah,
and I dodged a bullet there.
Big time.
That is, they could have got a heap for Oliver.
Yeah,
they could have got a heap for Petrarca. They did okay.
Well, I think they did okay for
Petrarca in the end, and they could have got a heap for Petty. And then you look at some of the other pieces they got in this team now. You go, maybe it didn't end all fall apart. And I reckon they might just have a good coach there too. Yeah. Anyway, time will tell.
And I'm happy to be wrong. I'm also happy to have a beer with him if if everything I've said is incorrect. But
you'd be happy to have a beer with each anyway, and you could. Anyway, all good.
You've been in really good form with Simon's Choice the last 2 weeks. It's the segment that I look the most forward to each week.
I have had a parenting conundrum recently and a lot of parenting little bits and pieces going on. So what it made me think about is we should do some like parent decision-making themes, Simon's Choice. So what I've got is I've got two genuine things that parents of kids, when they start to get that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, will 100... If you get involved in their sport and if you have anything to do with just them, you will have both of these conundrums and you're going to choose. But we're going to change it up a little.
Okay, good.
All right, so I'm going to give you the scenario. Yep. And then you're going to have a couple of scenarios and then I'll give you 3 options and you're going to have to pick one.
Sure.
Then we're going to have a little bit of I'm going to give you a list and you're going to have to prioritize it. Okay. So we're going to have a look at a couple of things here. Firstly, now, I will say this off the bat. I've been incredibly lucky with my son that this is not an issue.
Yep.
Most of his, or all of his friends really are good kids. You know, they've got varying levels of
good community,
manners and noise they make and those things, but that's okay. They're all within the bounds of what you would call a good kid. So I'm very lucky. However, we've had this discussion and then you talk to parents about other kids and then other kids of other, and you start to have the discussions. So the first one is around reprimanding other kids. Oh. And this is not your own kids. This is, they have come out, and we'll make it easy. They've come to your house. You're hosting a play date, for lack of a better term. The kids are old enough to know better, but they're definitely not old enough to make all the right decisions. So let's say they're 8 or 9 years of age. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 options that you can do. There is a level, this kid is not like acting up to almost a level from that TV show, The Slap. The Slap is not one of the options. We'll just keep that out of there. So not slapping. So the kid is being an absolute brat. If your kid was acting like this,
it's Patrick Boss as a 7-year-old.
You would literally grab him and go, you're not going, we're cancelling this, you're going to your room, you're going to learn manners. You'd be
that
fuming.
Level. Yep.
So you got 3 options. Option 1 is you just bite your tongue and you go, fuck, it's not my kid, it's not my place, there's nothing I can do. And then I'm just going to try and shield my kid from it and do nothing. Yeah, that's option 1.
Yep.
Option 2 is you don't say anything to the kid because it's not my kid, I shouldn't. But when the parent comes, you have to have this awkward conversation.
Yep.
And you've got to be open and honest and go, your kid is basically an absolute shit. So your kid did this, and this. Yep. So it's not a polite, it's a strong.
No.
All 3 scenarios are horrible. Last one is you give the kid both barrels between the eyes, but you don't say anything to the parent and you just see if he comes up. So you have to do one of those 3 things.
Can I do 2 of the 3?
No.
Because I do the last 2. But
No. So you either need to, and that's why it's a bit of jest to this. You either got to say absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You got to try. You reprimand the kid verbally only.
Yep.
And it's all factual but strong. Or you've got to go at the parent and basically go,
You know what I'm going to do? I'm reprimanding the kid because I feel like the parents won't do the job anyway
There
if they haven't already.
That's what we want to hear.
So I would, and I've actually got form with this. I have reprimanded Pato's kids multiple times. I did it yesterday.
Mate. So can I just tell you what happened when Pato's kids came in? Pato's daughter, we said hi. She turns, goes, I broke his finger, pointing to her brother. They're both laughing about it. And then within 3 seconds, her brother kicked you in the ball.
Yes.
That was the most hectic 5 seconds of interaction from hello to Leggy's been kicked in the nuts I've ever seen. That's what we're dealing with there.
And then I said to
Brilliant,
him, I said to the oldest boy, I said, you shouldn't do that to anyone, but you especially shouldn't do that to someone of my age because they might be trying to have a family.
Yeah.
And, that could be potentially detrimental. He said, I don't want a clone of you. That's what he said.
Enough.
That's what he said.
I was walking by and I was walking Jack to the loo and there was all these pigeons around, people feeding pigeons. I saw him and I go, don't you pick up one of those pigeons. He runs back to us. He goes, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, far out. But I've reprimanded them before, but like Pato doesn't care, obviously.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, your nieces, nephews, like that, okay, and that's it. It's an unrealistic scenario because you would probably go, hey, guys, let's just calm down and then maybe have a chat to the folks.
Yeah.
Luckily, as I said, I've never had to deal with it.
Hope not, yeah.
I may even, I've got to be honest, sometimes I think, would I just do the first angle and just say nothing and then go, Jack, we're not hanging out with him? That's probably more likely for me.
I think you'd ask Jack, like, how does it make you feel when why is he like this? How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel when he does this? And get them to say it.
Next one.
Yep.
Next one is around sport.
Ooh.
You're coaching your son's team.
Nice.
All right. Now this is a conundrum I had, but it wasn't really because it was relatively clear cut because you give awards out and that, and Jack was actually eligible. He was like the leading scorer. So I'm like, mate, well done, leading scorer for the year. Like simple. But okay, you have a scenario here, and this is one that parents will face. And again, I was like, do you know what? This has been a little bit easier this year.
Yep.
You got 3 options. Mm-hmm. So your kid, you're playing in a team. Your kid is, let's say your kid's in this scenario for you has the best season of all.
Yep.
Let's say you're coaching footy. The kid's the best player. Yep. It's not head and shoulders above everyone. He's the best player, and you're the coach. There is going to be always a mix of people that will be passive-aggressive. Some might complain and all of that, but the bottom line is usually the worse the kid, the more complaining. Of course, those things traditionally. Again, I've been bloody lucky with this. We had a great basketball season that I coach. The other coach, his kid's in the team as well, and all the parents are awesome.
You're good.
So, mate, I feel, by the way, I've been so fortunate.
It's coming, mate.
It will be.
It's coming.
You know what? I don't think...
Could be school sport, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I just don't know if he's ever going to be at that level where it's going to matter enough.
Yeah.
So it's at the moment he's just in a nice mid tier, and he's doing well and all that.
Yeah,
it's fine.
He's just having fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, so you got 3 options.
Okay.
Option 1 is just go fuck it. I'm giving it to him, and that's it. And I'm going to make a speech about it, and everyone's going to know this kid was the best player on the team.
Yep.
It's first. Option 2. Is you just blank him and you go, I'm sorry, mate, you're not going to get it. We're going to have to give it to another kid.
Yep.
Option 3, you might go with this. You don't give it to him, but you make a speech on the day saying he should have got it, and the reason you didn't do it is the other parents would throw the toys out of the cot.
I fucking love the last option. I love the last option.
So you go, listen, we all know little Jimmy was the best this year. I didn't give him the award because of you.
I'm doing that. I'm doing that. And I'm going, because I heard all the murmurings. Over the season. Little Jimmy's this, little Jimmy's that. His dad fucking puts him in the middle of the ground. Well, I put him in the middle of the ground because he's the best player. But you know what? Someone else gets it. Come on,
Jimmy, I'm taking it.
Yeah, come on, Jimmy. We're moving clubs. That's what I would do.
There you go. All right, nice.
Love
all
that.
Right, now.
Can I say, growing up, I had one of the teams that I played in cricket, under 12s and then under 14s. This kid was the best player in the team, like hands down, captain, best player. Dad was the team manager. His dad would like actively cheat. Like one day, his old man was umpiring at square leg, and I was at the other end, and his son got run out by like a meter, and he just gave them. I know, yeah, he's a gun. He went out once for the whole year, averaged like 1,200. It was really good, maybe not 12. I can't remember how many runs he made, but it was a lot. He went out once. He went out more times than once, but he basically just said, nah, not out. Like proper cheating for him, and that's the level that you just should never stoop to.
It is hard. Like when you have, I think that there is a world in which I've been coaching in that if there's no if my son's not a standout in a category or something, it was like, I mean, let's be honest, it's still under 10, so they all kind of get an award.
Yeah, and you
so
want
like Jack, like I go, you are the offensive player of the year, you're the leading scorer, and then you're this, and this. So you do. Everybody gets an award.
First team all defense. All that
everyone gets an award to an extent, but like we actually did real ones.
At that age, you just wanted to enjoy it.
100%. That's why I say to him, you're having fun.
Yep.
You're having fun.
Any feedback on my coaching?
Yeah.
How can I get better?
Do you know what's fun, Jack? Winning.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. I'm going to give you 5 things. I was gonna rank these in order, but here's what we're going to do with this. I'm going to give you 5 things as a parent, and these are 5 key areas you need to make sure your kids have.
Sure.
But you can only give your kid 3 of them.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it to you. The first one is hygiene, making sure they brush their teeth,
so important,
wash their hair, they're showered or bathed, depending on whatever. Next one, diet. Eating well, eating their veggies. It's important you do that. Next one, behavior, having manners.
Yep.
Making sure they're kind to people. Next one is health, getting exercise, playing sport, making sure they're doing all that. And the last one's education, making sure they've got a good they're in school, they're doing homework. Unfortunately for you, Simon, your child is only going to get 3 of these things. So if I give you hygiene, diet, behavior, health, and education, which 2 is Simon Jr. not getting?
Behavior and hygiene are in there. They're for me. They're just non-negotiables. Like if for some unknown reason they're not getting hygiene from anyone else. It's only.
Well, no, but you leave them on their own if they work it out.
Okay. Well, then I won't. Yeah, okay. Well, that
hygiene's.
I thought this was more if I wasn't giving them hygiene. Then they're just
they're not. They're not getting it.
Behavior definitely.
Interesting.
What were the other options?
Diet, health, and education.
Health, and then I'd have to go with.
So you've given them hygiene, you've given them behavior. You only got one more.
No, I removed hygiene because I learned that he could get that from someone else, or they can't.
Well, it's sort of up to them, but like let's say they can't.
Okay, if they can't, then it's hygiene.
Yep.
It's behavior, and
your last 3 are diet, health, and education.
Oh, diet, health, and education. Got to be health.
So because the theory is if he's healthy enough, it doesn't really matter what he eats because he'll run it off.
Yeah, and also like I feel like
you could have gone diet because then if your diet's really, really good, then the sport doesn't matter as much. Yeah. I think you're right. Education.
What about you? What would you do?
Education's probably overrated.
You can get it from anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere. I think hygiene.
I don't go to the school and teach them.
I would have gone hygiene and diet. It's behavior. Hygiene, diet, behavior.
Yeah.
But honestly, realistically, with kids, I think it's hygiene, behavior, and health. Because they eat so much shit. Like, they just eat like crap. And you can give them as many vegetables as you want, but the bottom line
they eventually work it out later.
They just need energy. They just need calories, right?
Yeah.
And then they work it all off and things like that. But yeah, interesting one. Just to
that was good. That was really good.
But,
like that. DT, any thoughts?
I would have.
He is, mate.
This has become a thing.
Get that bottle of whiskey out of your mouth.
So do you know when you don't speak for 20, 25 minutes, you kind of forget what you sound like? That's just what I'm getting.
I don't reckon Wally's ever lasted 25 minutes without talking.
Yeah, and what do you reckon?
Yeah, hygiene is you have to go with.
Yep.
You don't want a smelly kid.
No.
Health and education. You kind of just pick stuff up these days. I feel like education.
Well, you're not going to school and teaching the curriculum anyway, unless you're a teacher.
The other option is you could go, this kid.
Behavior's important.
This kid, though, is going to be a rude, dumb kid, but damn, he's going to be fit and healthy, eat well, and be clean. That could be other option. I think behavior's huge.
I think behavior's huge, and a lot of it does come from, like, I feel like when you see a kid that's acting poorly, the majority of that is from something in their
family tree.
Upbringing.
If you just tuned in, you would think this is like a, dad's podcast for, kids.
Don't mind
it's a parenting podcast with only one parent.
It's called The Parent Trap.
Yeah, Parent Trap.
That's what it's called.
There you go.
That was great. That's all I have. I don't know if you have anything else. We're good.
Nah, go Hawks.
Yeah, straight out.
DT, what do you got?
Just looking through a few Instagram videos, I come across this one guy. I don't know if you've seen him before. His Instagram handle is Send It Slosh.
Yes, I'm across him. The 100K boys.
So
this guy,
he's a Fish Creek lad I've seen.
So I met him at the 100K event for the NFL. And I've just seen this video here. He sculled a jug of beer in less than 4 seconds.
I don't know. I reckon 4 seconds a pot I could do. I don't know if I could do a schooner in 4 seconds. It's just being able to open your throat. My understanding is this is the it's like the schooner score on steroids.
Yeah, this is incredible.
I wonder, what's he like at eating pizza?
There's only one way to find out.
That's a really good shout.
What's his handle called?
Send It Slosh.
Send It Slosh. And he's a Fish Creek boy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, Fish Creek boy and the 100K boys know him.
Well, we're friends of Fish Creek, so
And
we would know him.
100 friends with the 100K boys.
Yeah, well, there you go. So we know him 2 ways.
Yeah, he'll probably be at gather round. I'd say he'll be.
We're all gathering. All right, but that's good. I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna check him out.
Very good.
Because I saw that video you were talking about because the 100K boys posted that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna check him out and give him a follow.
I was just going to say, speaking of hygiene, it's fucking hot in here, isn't it?
It is.
Really warm.
So it's probably a good time to
Yeah, probably
Bang.
the time to
Love it.
wrap it up. All right, well, look,
We're
guys,
on
thank
fire.
you very much. Everyone was great. Looking forward to seeing you during the week. And go Saints.
Go Hawks. Got to say it twice.